Welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. How's it going, people? Sorry I've not been around for a while. I've been relaxing, I've been chilling out. Different settings today. I'm in the office at work, so Al Pacino in the background is staring at us there, but don't worry about that. It's usually Aguero, but today it's Al Pacino. Just thought I'd drop this video, just a little pre-season video. A lot of things are happening. People are messaging me all the time. Steve, do you think he's going to leave? Steve, what do you think of him? Steve, what do you think of him? So I just thought, I'd get it all out on this video and let people know what I think. First of all, Haaland. Obviously, everybody knows what I think of Haaland. Dream signing, one of the best strikers in the world. Signs for Man City. It's all coming out now that he's a boyhood fan. We knew that anyway. He turned down Real Madrid, wants to play for City. All the in-house content at City is brilliant. Seeing him sat with his dad, looking at the old videos, really gets you going as a City fan. It's exciting. I don't think I've ever been as excited about a signing since we signed Martin Buster Phillips, the first £10 million player. But that didn't quite go to plan. So I'm a little bit more excited about this signing than Martin Buster Phillips. But yeah, Haaland coming in. And then we've got Alvarez coming in. I mean, the highlight reels of Alvarez recently for River Plate are next level, and starting to see him produce some left foot goals, right foot goals, near post, headers, long range. I mean, I'm quite excited about him as well. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people more excited about Alvarez than Haaland. So we've signed two amazing players for next to nothing money. But it's the outgoings that's concerning people. It's the messages I'm getting. Jesus, it's tough for Jesus. He's came in, he's done well for Man City. If you look at his record, I think he's got something like 95 goals for City, something like that. It's not bad, you know what I mean? Plays on the wing a lot of the time. He's not a guaranteed starter. I'm sad to see him go. I'm sad to see Jesus go. But when you bring in the calibre of Haaland in and Alvarez in, you've got to realise that we're probably upgrading now. We're probably having a freshen up top. We've survived 2 seasons with no strikers. We've won the league both times. We're scoring goals for fun. We didn't replace our man, Sergio. So Haaland, Alvarez, yeah, we're taking it up a gear. What I'm being told is Jesus wants to go to Arsenal. He wants to link up with Arteta. So, you know what I mean? Is that there where he's worked with him before? Would he be the main man at Arsenal? Definitely. I wish him all the best. From a Man City fan's point of view, Jesus owes us nothing, you know what I mean? He goes away with my blessing. I'd love nothing more than to see him go and smash it at Arsenal. I really would. Get some decent money in the bank for him as well. And yeah, he can move on. The next one is Sterling. Yesterday, the Sterling links broke with Chelsea. Strange one. Didn't think he'd want to go to Chelsea, but, they're having a bit of a rebuild. They might be going in a bit of a different direction. He's Premier League proven. You know what I mean? He's a dangerous player. I think he could fit in well at Chelsea. If City hold firm on the money and get decent money for him. Another one, Raheem, he owes us nothing. You know what I mean? He came to this club, he's knuckled down. I think he's won 4 Premier League titles, something like that, FA Cups, League Cups. Raheem's got a really good record at Manchester City. He has, you know what I mean? And from a fan's perspective, he can be frustrating sometimes in front of goal. The really simple chances he can squander. Then he can produce a 20, 30 yarder out of nowhere. He does bring you some assists. And I think the stat came out that no one's won more penalties than him. So, if he goes to Chelsea, they're getting a great player. I believe he's an upgrade on Timo Werner. Chelsea, at the minute, they look the part, on paper, but as a team, they're just nowhere. You know what I mean? They haven't got that ethic. I think Raheem, a London boy, going back to London, probably going to enjoy it there. Probably going to get some decent wages there as well because the fee will be low. So Raheem Sterling, I can see happening to Chelsea. Yeah, Jesus to Arsenal, definitely can see that happening. but with Alvarez and Haaland coming in, are we going to miss them two players? Sterling was a little bit of a bit part player here and there. Jesus the same. He brought him in for the big games. But it looks like, with these two coming in, Pep's taking it in another direction. Fernandinho, we knew was going to leave. He's just too old now. You know what I mean? Great player, great servant for the club. He can go and retire out in Brazil. Young kid, Jaden Braith. Anyone that knows me on the Big Six mentioned about Braith a long time ago that I don't think he'd ever play for City. I was right. Gone, you know what I mean, to Dortmund. Probably another Sancho situation where he's probably going to come good in Dortmund. He probably will come good and he'll probably be a great player in a few years. But I just think his attitude and stuff at City just didn't work out for whatever reason. So we've decided to part ways with him. The other thing is the goalkeeper, Bazunu. Not talking about Ederson. I did it on my page the other week. It just attracts dickheads, and I can't be asked. So Bazunu, somebody pulled me up. Steve, Bazunu deserves a chance in the first team. I said he'd be sold. Guess what happens? He's sold. Never played a first team game for Man City. 12 million fee rising to 16 million. It's a great bit of business for City, that. So Bazunu, bought him from Ireland, loaned him out to Portsmouth and Rochdale, and got big money for him. So it's a good deal. It's a good deal all round. But if Sterling does go and Jesus does go, we've got the youth players coming in as well. We've got Mcfc, we've got Cole Palmer. In my opinion, I think Cole Palmer is the one to replace Sterling. I know he's not got the pace, but he's got the ability. The kid's fantastic. He's definitely got something for me. Mcfc, I think personally might go out on loan. Romeo Lavia, it looks like we're going to pursue Calvin Phillips. Lavia must be frustrated. He's a DM. He's sat on the bench this season, probably thinking if Fernandinho goes, I'm going to get my chance. Doesn't look like City are going to give him that chance. It just looks like he's not ready yet. So he might decide to leave, or he might decide to stick it out somewhere on loan in the Championship or something, come back and then go again. I don't know what Pep's thinking with that. And then it looks like our other signings are coming in. Obviously, Khaldoon mentioned in the interview that Haaland and Alvarez were signed. There's going to be other signings. From what I was told, don't ever listen to me. You know what I mean? I just get told this. I relate to you. Cucurella was done a long time ago. I think it's just a matter of, these deals are complicated. Brighton have just lost Basuma. They're probably looking for replacements. If they lose Basuma and Cucurella in the same week, there could be a meltdown on the Brighton side. So, people just got to relax. You know what I mean? Just relax. The transfers will happen when they happen. It's complicated. But Cucurella, to me, is a great signing if he comes in. He adds a different dimension to left back, something we've needed for a while, I think, an out-and-out left back. He's Premier League proven. He had a good Premier League season last year for Brighton. People were taking a look at him. He looked busy, lively, aggressive. He can defend. He can also attack. But these fullback positions for Man City are not straightforward. We've seen Cancelo come in and struggle. We've seen Benjamin Mendy come in and struggle. Pep demands a lot different than just your out-and-out fullback. Sometimes you've got to invert into midfield. Sometimes you can find yourself so high up the pitch, you might get caught out. Anyone that thinks Cucurella is going to come in and just slot straight in and be perfect, I don't think he will be. I think it'll take him time to adjust to the way we play. I think the fans have got to give him patience. You know what I mean? We are good at doing that. We don't get on our players' backs. We've got to remember that Cancelo took time. After the first season of Cancelo, if anyone would have said we're going to sell him, I don't think anyone would have blinked an eyelid. You know what I mean? We had Danilo before that, who was the same. Do you know what I mean? Didn't quite take to what Pep was trying to do. But no, it'd be a great signing for us. And if we can get Cucurella in from Brighton, he definitely strengthens the side, 100%. Just touching on the Lavia thing, obviously, Calvin Phillips, it looks like we're going down that road. I think Calvin splits opinion. I think there's a lot of people out there that think he could be a good signing, you know what I mean, to push Rodri. There's a lot of people pointing to his injury record. There's a lot of people saying he's overrated, English tax, etc., etc. I get that. All we can do is trust Pep and the scouting team. They might have seen something in him. They obviously do the homework. He looks cheap. 40, 50 million's cheap for an English international midfielder these days. When you're looking at Declan Rice at like 100 million, 120 million, Calvin Phillips could be a good option. Same again, competition for places. I think Rodri played a lot of games last season because Fernandinho just didn't have the legs. And I think Pep knew that. And I think he asked Rodri to do a little bit too much. And I think Rodri, with Calvin Phillips behind him in the big games, Rodri, the home games against lesser opposition, when we know we're going to got a great chance, Calvin Phillips comes in. I think that could work. I do. I think that could work. There's not been any other mentions. There's been mentions about Bernado Silva leaving. I mean, listen, people need to relax, yeah? Because according to the paper, everyone's leaving. This happened last season. Everyone's leaving. Real Madrid apparently are signing Haaland in 2024. Absolute bullshit. Because it's come out, there's no contract clause in his deal. Real Madrid couldn't get the deal over the line when he was 52 million. So how are they going to get the deal over the line when he's 155 million? And then their chairman has come out and said Haaland would be on our bench. So it's all media talk. It's all bullshit. Real Madrid have won the Champions League and they failed to attract the two players they wanted, Mbappe and Haaland. So they're sulking a little bit. So the media's doing its work and talking nonsense. Same with Barcelona. Barcelona have just had to come and watch Real Madrid win the Champions League. So the Barcelona media are going to say, oh, they're going to get Bernado. They're going to get him. They're going to get him. They're just playing up to the fans. Apparently, we're losing half our team. Come on. We don't lose anybody, really, that we don't want to lose. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to leave? We're not in that position anymore. We're at the top table. We've just signed one of the best strikers in the world, if not the best number 9 in the world, after Benzema. And so don't worry about it. So all these people getting all excited and messaging me, Steve, what if we lose Bernardo? What if we lose Mahrez? What if we just calm the fuck down, man. It's pre-season. There's nothing you can do about it. Trust Pep, trust Khaldoon, trust Tixer, trust Varane. Just calm down. You know what I mean? Pre-season friendlies are starting soon. You might get a look at Haaland and Alvarez and how we're going to set up. So just relax. Speaking of friendlies, we've got Club America and Bayern Munich in America. I don't know why we only seem to have 2 friendlies. You know, for me, I think City start very, very slow. The last 2 seasons, we've not started great. I think we need another couple more friendlies, even if we arrange a couple at the Etihad. I don't know how it is. I know the season's starting early, but just to get people up to speed. But that's just my opinion. Club America, Bayern Munich is what it is. Gives Pep a chance to look at the new players. We might see a new system. We might see some under 18, under 23 players coming into the squad. We just never know. We just never know. Apart from that, Charity Shield. Charity Shield is coming up. Liverpool. It's at the King Power Stadium, not Wembley, due to some women's Euros final or something. Looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully Haaland makes his debut. Hopefully we can win the Charity Shield. And then it's the season starts early. West Ham. It's been announced. West Ham away. We've done West Ham away before. Early on, we had a tough game there. End of the season. Where we were 2-0 down, had to come back. Hopefully everyone's up to speed. I'm expecting a really, really big season this year from Jack Grealish. You know, he's had his £100 million bedding in period. We all defended him last year. You know, we did okay. Coming towards the end, he started to look like the player we thought we'd signed. I think this season Pep can trust him more. And I think Jack's going to have a big part, especially with people leaving. Jack Grealish, this is his time now to step it up. He's won the Premier League. You've seen what it meant to him. Now we've got to push on. We've got to go for all competitions next season. We're going to have Liverpool, you know, up our arse. They've lost Mane, but they've gained Darwin Núñez. Will it be a good signing? We don't know. Could be a brilliant signing, could be a flop. It is what it is. Same with Ireland, but it is what it is. Arsenal are strengthening. Tottenham could be a dark horse. Spurs are strengthening, signing some great players. Do you know what I mean? Perisic, Bissouma. There's talk about Ndika from Eintracht Frankfurt. There's talk about Rafinha. There's talk about Christian Eriksen. So Tottenham are doing bits. You know what I mean? The other mob over the road, they're doing fuck all, apart from meeting up with the CEO in a beer garden to talk about transfers. So just after this, I'm going to meet Caldoon in the Dog and Duck down the road, and me and him are going to talk about transfers and how the club's running. You know what I mean? What a load of nonsense. Hey, how far down has a club dropped when the CEO is meeting fans in a beer garden to talk about what the plans are for the club? Absolutely embarrassing. People are panicking about Mahrez because he's only got 1 year left on his deal. I'm sure City have got some plans, whether we offer him a new contract or not. Rodri and Foden, their contracts run out in 2024. People have been messaging me about that. I'm sure to God Phil Foden's in line for a big contract, and Rodri. We don't want to let any of them go. So yeah, it is what it is, really. That's a little bit of a roundup of where I am with it. People asking me about Liam Delap. I think Delap had his chance last season. He got injured, and I think with the signings of Haaland coming in and Alvarez, don't think Delap's going to get the chance. We know he's a good player, but is he an elite level player? I'm not sure. Maybe alone in the Championship. Maybe Vincent Kompany. Congratulations, Vincent Kompany, going to Burnley. Maybe Vincent could take a few of these boys. Romeo Lavia, Delap, Samuel Edozie, any of them boys get over to Turf Moor. You know, it'd be good to see. It'd be good to see. But I'm sure there's plans for him. I'm sure there's going to be other youth players leave, sell on clauses installed in the deals. You know, things like that. The academy has been a great moneymaker for us. You know, these players that aren't quite good enough for City, we let them go. We stick a buyout clause in there, so we get first refusal, 20% sell-ons. It's good business. It's good business sense. But yeah, I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to seeing Haaland. You know, I hope we start this season with a bang, where we've been slow before. The fixture computer looks like it's been kind to us. Look like we've got a good 10 fixtures to get our teeth into. And other than that, there's not a lot for me to say. City Football Group are supposed to be on the verge of buying Palermo in Serie B, just been promoted. Great football team. Adding that to our group. There's talk about the Brazilian team, Bahia, I think you pronounce it. They're apparently coming on board. They've got a 55,000-seater stadium. They're a big team in Brazil. Makes sense if we're signing these Brazilians like Kai and Savinho. Maybe we could loan them out to the Bahia, let them develop in Brazil before they come into Europe. Maybe go to Girona, Lommel, to Troyes, people like that. Another question I get asked about the right back. Do you think we need a new right back? In my opinion, I don't. I think we've got Walker, Cancelo, but we've also got Issa Kabor, who's been on loan at Troyes, who's had a great season. And we've also got Jan Couto, the young Brazilian international. He's been on loan at Braga for a season, who's had a great season. So if I was Pep, maybe bring one of the youngsters into the squad, Issa Kabor or Jan Couto, integrate him in the squad. You know, have him around the first team, Carabao Cup games, FA Cup games, you know, things like that. That could be an option. But we'll have to watch this space. But there's no point everyone believing the media, speculating, oh, Bernardo's leaving, he's leaving, this leaving. Unless it comes from Pep Guardiola or Caldoon, just relax. You know, I know people get excited, but it is what it is. Fans of a certain age like me, I've seen it all. I tell you, when you've been waiting on Sky Sports News at midnight to see if you signed Ben Jarney, and then apparently it goes through about an hour afterwards because Ben Jarney didn't want to get on the jet, but we signed him. That's when you know you've been invested in transfer windows. And then anyone of a certain age that remembers the Rubinho transfer window was the greatest transfer window of all time, because we woke up that morning just same old City. probably not going to sign anyone, to throwing money around left, right, and centre. So the Robinho transfer window will never be topped. So all you young City fans who are getting giddy now about Calvin Phillips and Cucurella, you should have been ready for the Robinho transfer window, because that was the window, man. That was the window. Remember Anders Limpar failing a medical or getting snatched off us last minute by Everton, and we ended up with Peter Beagre. Remember Mido playing for Spurs at Arsenal. We sent a team down there. He had a medical. We couldn't get the deal over the line. So there's all these mad transfer stories about Man City that didn't happen. So everyone relax. We're champions of England, yeah? We've signed Haaland, Alvarez. There's others on the way. Chill out. Listen, that's a little 20-minute little show of where we are. People moaning that I'm not doing any content. I'm trying my best. It's 20 minutes there to get your teeth in. If a lot of people have unfollowed me because I'm not doing content, and fair enough. The ones that have stuck by me and still here, and you want to listen to my voice, thank you. If there's anything you want to hear from me, please leave the comments. And yeah, listen, Big Steve's on pre-season vacation. I'm not quite in Dubai. I'm not quite, in the Maldives, but I'm about and I'm relaxing, and I'm looking forward to Erling Braut Haaland next season. So up the Blues, keep the faith, relax. What will be, and I'll speak to you soon. Come on, City.